Someone talks over you in a meeting, and you let it slide. Your mom makes a passive comment about your weight, and you smile through it. A friend cancels on you last minute, again, and you say it's fine. You tell yourself you're being the bigger person. You tell yourself it's not worth the drama. But deep down, you can feel something tightening in your chest, a low hum of resentment that never quite goes away. Here's what nobody tells you. Most disrespect doesn't happen because people are cruel. It happens because you taught them it was safe. And if you stay with me, I'll show you the one shift that makes it stop cold. If you felt a tightening in your chest just recognizing this, drop a like to mark the exact moment you stop letting people treat your boundaries like suggestions. This isn't about metrics, it's about drawing a line in the sand. You've been told to set boundaries, you've been told to speak up, but the advice always skips the part where your throat closes the second you try, so you stay quiet, and the disrespect keeps coming. The pattern isn't complicated. People treat you the way you react to being treated. If you flinch and stay silent, they learn you won't push back. If you laugh it off, they learn it's a joke to you too. You're not weak, you're just operating off old wiring. Somewhere along the way, you learned that your discomfort was less important than keeping the peace, that your feelings were too much, that speaking up made you difficult. So now when someone crosses a line, your body freezes, your brain scrambles for the perfect response, and by the time you think of what to say, the moment's already gone. You're left holding all that unexpressed anger alone. Take someone like Emma. Her boyfriend makes a subtle joke about her cooking in front of his friends. Everyone laughs, so she laughs. But on the dark drive home, her jaw is locked tight. She doesn't say a word. He assumes she's perfectly fine. What he doesn't know is that she's adding this to a mental list, a long ledger of small humiliations she's swallowed just to keep things easy, a weight that's starting to crush her. That's the hidden cost. You think you're avoiding conflict, but you're actually building a reservoir of silent rage. And it doesn't just disappear, it turns inward. It makes you numb, resentful, and hollowed out. The thing nobody wants to admit is this. The disrespect isn't the core problem. Your reaction to it is. And once you fix that one specific mechanism, the entire dynamic changes fast. It usually starts with an instant reflex to make excuses. Someone crosses a line, and before you even process the hurt, you're already defending them in your head. They didn't mean it. They were stressed. Picture the guy whose coworker takes credit for his idea in front of the whole team. Within seconds, his brain is scrambling to rationalize the theft. Maybe she misunderstood. Maybe he's just being too sensitive. This is emotional self-betrayal. You're so conditioned to minimize your own experience that you gaslight yourself before anyone else gets the chance. You become the first person to dismiss your own feelings.
And here's the trap. The more you excuse it, the more it happens. Because the other person never has to face what they did. They walk away feeling fine. You walk away feeling crazy for even being upset. People don't respect what you tolerate. They respect what you reject. And if you keep handing out free passes, don't be surprised when people keep cashing them in at your expense. Or maybe you don't excuse them. Maybe you do something worse. You delay the explosion. You stay perfectly polite in the moment, but later, alone in your room, you replay it 100 times. It's the classic brunch scenario. A friend drops a backhanded compliment. You're so brave for wearing that. You smile and say thanks, but by the time you get home, you're venting to someone else, ready to burn the friendship down. The disrespect didn't get released in real time. It got bottled up, and now it's festering. Now it's 10 times bigger than it needed to be. Now it's not just about the comment, it's about every time you've bitten your tongue. This is exactly why you blow up over small things. It's not about the tone of voice or the forgotten errand. It's about the 50 things before that you didn't address. You're not overreacting, you're under-responding until you break. And the brutal part? When you finally do explode, people act like you're the problem. They don't see the months of restraint. They just see you losing your mind over something they think is completely minor.
If you've ever stayed silent for so long that your eventual reaction made you look like the crazy one, let me know in the comments. It's a painful place to be, and you aren't alone in it. Then there's the performance of being completely unbothered. You pride yourself on being low maintenance, the chill one, easy to be around. But underneath that cool exterior, you're screaming. There's always a Liam in every friend group, the guy they invite last minute because they know he'll just roll with it. He shows up acting like it's fine, terrified that speaking up will make him look needy. He performs indifference, and they completely believe the performance. They think he genuinely doesn't care, so they keep treating him like an afterthought, and he keeps suffering in silence. Look, your silence isn't neutrality, it's permission. When you act unbothered, people assume you are. They're not mind readers. If you don't show them it hurts, they won't know to stop. You're not protecting yourself by pretending you don't care. You're making yourself invisible. And invisibility doesn't keep you safe. It just keeps you incredibly, profoundly lonely. A lot of this comes down to being trapped in a prison of politeness. You've been trained to keep your voice soft, your head down, and your needs smaller than everyone else's in the room. Imagine sitting in a meeting where your boss constantly talks over you. You know you should push back, but the fear of being labeled aggressive, difficult, or overly emotional completely paralyzes your jaw.
So you stay quiet. And every time you do, the disrespect gets a little more casual, a little more automatic, until it's just the default way you are treated, until you're not even considered a threat anymore. This is the ultimate cost of over-politeness. You become so focused on not offending anyone that you let yourself be offended constantly. You've handed over your dignity just to keep someone else comfortable. And here's the bitter truth. Half the people who disrespect you aren't even trying to hurt you. They're just operating in the space you've blindly given them. They're filling the silence you created. You cannot be kind to others while being completely cruel to yourself. Real respect isn't built on silence. It's built on clarity, on boundaries that don't apologize for existing. Instead of speaking up, you get caught in a hypothetical confrontation loop. You rehearse the argument in the shower 1,000 times. You script the perfect, crushing response, but you never actually say it. You get a text that's borderline insulting. You stare at the screen for 20 minutes, type out 3 different replies, delete them all, and decide you'll deal with it later. But you never do. This mental rehearsal feels productive. It tricks your brain into thinking you're defending yourself, but you're just burning adrenaline on a conversation that will never happen in reality. And meanwhile, the dynamic stays exactly the same, because in the physical world, you stayed quiet, they stayed comfortable, and you gave yourself the illusion of control without taking any real action. No amount of overthinking will fix this. You have to actually speak, out loud, in the messy, uncomfortable moment. Even if your voice shakes, even if you don't have the absolute perfect words. Because you avoid the moment, you end up trying to set a retroactive boundary. You tolerate a subtle disrespect for months, and then one random Tuesday, you snap over something trivial. Your roommate uses your stuff for half a year, and you say nothing. But today you see your favorite mug in the sink and completely lose your mind. You demand they never touch your things again. They look at you completely confused and defensive. You never cared before. Why is this suddenly a problem? And they're right. You are trying to enforce a rule that never existed. Boundaries only work when they're set early and reinforced consistently. You can't let something slide 20 times and then punish someone on the 21st. That's not a boundary. That's an ambush. If you don't want something to happen, you have to say so the first time, not the 10th. Not when your nervous system has finally had enough. The very first time it feels wrong. Eventually, you hit an identity crisis. You've been quiet for so long that you don't even know who you'd be if you started pushing back. Your niceness isn't just a habit anymore. It feels like your entire personality.
You become the person everyone relies on to just smooth things over. to the point where the mere thought of standing up for yourself feels like betraying your own identity, like becoming someone else. But speaking up doesn't make you mean, it makes you honest. Setting a boundary doesn't make you difficult, it makes you clear. Saying no doesn't make you selfish, it makes you sane. You're not losing yourself by standing your ground. You're finally uncovering the version of you that's been buried under years of people-pleasing. And that version is far stronger than you think. Drop a yes in the comments if you've ever been terrified that if you stopped being so endlessly understanding, people wouldn't know what to do with you anymore. Here is the reality. This dynamic didn't just appear out of nowhere. It started when you were young and learned that having boundaries made you an inconvenience to the adults around you. Maybe you had a parent who couldn't handle stress, so you became the easy kid, the one who didn't ask for much, the one who made yourself invisible so the house wouldn't explode. Or maybe you grew up in an environment where speaking up got you punished, where your job was to comply, not to challenge, so you learned to swallow your words before they even reached your tongue. And now, decades later, you're still doing it. You're still operating like a child who needs permission to feel hurt, like an adult whose anger might get them sent to their room. But you are not a child anymore. You don't need anyone's approval to defend your own space. You don't need to earn the right to be treated with basic, fundamental respect. The disrespect continues because you're still running on childhood survival tactics. You're still waiting for someone to notice you're hurt and do the right thing, but nobody is coming to rescue you. This is the moment it has to shift. You stop expecting people to magically read your mind. You stop hoping they'll just develop self-awareness. You stop waiting for the perfect opening. You just say it. Not with a perfectly crafted therapy script, not with a defensive wall of anger, just with raw clarity, just with the willingness to let the discomfort sit in the room instead of swallowing it yourself. And here's the secret. Most people will apologize. Most people didn't realize they crossed a line. Most people will adjust because humans need friction to know where the walls are. Next time someone makes a passive joke at your expense, you don't need a dramatic speech. You just look at them and say, "Hey, that actually stung a little." No screaming, just the uncomfortable truth.
That is the entire shift. You stop performing. You stop pretending everything is fine. You stop protecting everyone's emotional comfort except your own. You just state what is actually happening. And the crazy thing is how fast the disrespect evaporates. Because it was never an attack on your soul. It was just unchecked behavior. And the second you check it, it loses its power. The people who genuinely care about you will respect the honesty. They'll do better. And the people who don't, they'll call you sensitive. They'll call you dramatic. They'll push back. And that's exactly how you know. That's how you realize who actually values you and who just liked you when you were convenient. Who is safe and who was coasting on your endless tolerance. Some people will walk away. Some dynamics will break. And that is a good thing. Because the relationships that survive will be real, built on mutual respect, not on your willingness to be a doormat. You will feel guilty at first. Your body will scream that you are being selfish. That is just your old nervous system trying to pull you back into the familiar trap. Ignore it. Keep speaking. Because what lies on the other side is real peace, not the fake, exhausting peace of pretending you're fine. The deep, grounding peace of knowing you handled it in the moment. Most disrespect dies the second you stop feeding it with your silence. It dies the second you're willing to be uncomfortable for 10 seconds instead of resentful for 10 years. You are not here to act as a shock absorber for everyone else's flaws. You are not here to be endlessly accommodating while your own walls get kicked in. You are here to live honestly. The one thing you fix is this. You stop waiting for them to change. You stop rehearsing. You stop hiding behind politeness. You open your mouth, you speak the truth, and everything else follows.